Hey, my name is Jose Tovar. Everybody calls me Joe. Um, I'm a building and grounds employee, part of the classifieds. Pretty much it's a fancy name is for custodian, but definitely I take care of the schools. Um, what made me decide to work for LAUSD? At the time, got laid off. I was looking for something more stable, and I know with LAUSD, I know had a job, most of all benefits, and I know I've heard of the union at the time. But again, I was looking just to make sure somebody could pay my bills. Uh, what is rewarding working at LAUSD? The kids and the parents, to see them, I see how happy they leave their kids there. They feel assured that their kids are going to be taken care of with all the employees there, especially, the school's going to be clean, it's going to be taken care of. Campus Aides will make sure they'll be safe. It's nice to see the parents leave their kids, feel reassurance. Um, how, and I've been a member for SU Local 99, going on 3 years, and it's very rewarding. It's the best decision I ever did, especially coming from my at-risk jobs before. Just to know I have a union there, supports you, and most of all, the brotherhood and sisterhood you have there. They're always asking you, watching you if you need something, and it feels good to know someone has your back. Especially, these days, employees can be, not a little bit pushy or be bullying. You have somebody there to be there for you and watch over you, and if you need help, they're there for you. What's a member leader of a Local 99? Well, what made me decide, I met one of the organizers, his name is Carl, and he got me involved. And I saw that, some people was like, wait a minute, you're Local 99? Hey, Joe. And especially, I speak Spanish a little bit. I come across a lot of people from the cafeteria or campus aides, hey, Joe, can you let them know what's going on here? I'm not being treated. And I guess it was just bigger than me, because I was happy with my wages, but of course, it's with California, it's kind of expensive, and and I was going through a separation. Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm living with my aunt right now, and definitely, it's not easy, especially the expenses. And then after a while, it got bigger than me. When I mean by that, it's like I met other cafeteria people. Hey, Jose, I'm barely making it. I'm leaving my car, or I have 4 or 5 kids, and especially they take care of other people's kids. We should be able to take care of them and their kids, make it a little bit more comfortable. That's why it just got bigger than me. And I didn't mind fighting for them, especially. What did it mean to go on strike? It had to. Especially I met a lot of members who've been here for 20, 30 years and tell me all these stories. And I'm like, wait a minute, this is LAUSD, you should be taken care of because you're taking care of the people's kids, and you shouldn't be unhappy coming to work. You should be happy. You should be happy coming to work. And when you walk those doors, I'm glad to be here. And a lot of people are a little bit disgruntled, especially they're not being paid what they deserve. And I mean, not by crazy outrageous, but something they could at least pay the bills, have a roof over your head, and take care of your kids. That was the most important thing. And that was the reason I think we had to strike. Especially some people were a little bit timid about that. Which I understand. You hear stories, especially, about strikes going on for months and months or years, and you have to look for another job. But it's something that had to be done because LAUSD didn't see the appreciation of an employee there. Especially, you have people making food every day for these kids. You have campus aides making sure kids are coming to classes and are not being bullied or being taken care of. We have IT people making sure we always have our stuff ready, and most of all, building and grounds people, making sure the schools are clean, and making sure they feel safe, and then that was got me more involved in that. Was it difficult? No, because I knew I was on the right side of history, especially that it needed to be done. We needed to be strike because someone had to speak for all the employees because a lot of employees were just being treated unfair, and that's not right, and you want to, as a human being, you want to make sure they're taken care of. That's all we ask for. Hello, how are you, and thank you. In that general order. My family, well, I'm like I was going through a separation at that time, and I got no kids, but my family was very supportive. My dad and my immediate family, understood the situation. And, they're like, no, you got to do what's best for you, especially if you think it's right. And I told them, yeah, it is the right thing to do. It's not about me, it's about, my coworkers, and they needed a voice. How did you, usually I talk to coworkers, about, yeah, what's going on, because I see them coming in, hey, Jose, I'm really unhappy. I go, what's going on? He's like, no, they're not treating me unfairly, or I'm not, I'm not getting what I need in regards to make it with my family or my kids. And that's why it's like, you know what? Let me go talk to you, especially when I got involved in Members Leaders Academy. That was the big thing for me, because when I was able to go to other schools, visit them, same stories. Jose, I'm barely making it. Please talk for me. Especially the ones who are the Spanish speaker families. And I see them crying, and it hit me hard to see them cry. My mom from Guadalajara came here. Luckily, she became a U.S. citizen, but she worked hard, and she was always thankful for her job. But she said, I just don't want someone to step on. And I see all these people were getting stepped on, and we're not hearing a voice, and I was happy to have that voice for them. And that meant a lot, because I see them, they work hard, take care of the kids, and they come here and make food for other people's kids, and we can't do that for them. That's, I'm very observant. That wasn't right. I had to say something for them. You have to forgive me, I'm a little bit emotional here. When we first got started, I know when the strike was coming down, I was going to so many schools, making sure they have their, getting ready for the strike, and I had people who were still hesitant, which I understand, because, wow, I'm taking the chance here, and I might lose my job, and they have their families. But I told them that this is the right thing, because we need to speak up, because too many companies always want to step on that person, and the little person does need a voice. That's why I want to do this, because I want to make somebody's life a little easier. I'm fine, I'm fine, because I got no kids and stuff, but to see a person has 2 or 3 kids, barely making it for the light bill and water bill, it shouldn't be like that. We work for LAUSD. You should be able to take care of your family besides taking care of other people's families. And that's the reason we had to strike. And I know some people wanted to settle for 5%, 10%, but no. Yeah, people been here for 20, 30 years. It was time. It was time, time for a change. Change was needed. And that was the reason I was all on board and telling people we need to do this, and like I said, I'm all in with you guys. I'm a member just like you, I have a lot involved as well. That's why don't worry, we're gonna do this together. It takes a village to what we're gonna do, and luckily a lot of them listen. And now when we had that the strike events, the big one was at Grand Park. It was really emotional to see how many people there. SU Local 99, UTLA, a sea of purple and red. It was just going all the way to the escalators, to the steps of the downtown. I turned around like it was breathtaking, emotional, because everybody was on board, feeling the same way you do, and I remember taking a picture, show it to my dad, and he was crying, because my dad, and my grandfather, they were big advocates for unions, and to see that, he said it was great to see people getting together, all colors, all different creeds and different. It was just nice that everybody was on board, the same thing, fighting for the same cause, for better wages, better respect. That was the biggest thing for us too, because people who know me, I always say hello, how are you? Hey, thank you for what you do. But I know I'm very observant. A lot of the, custodians sometimes don't say, they don't tell me, hey, thank you for what you do, or hello. And I know it's not a lot, but you want to start your day, at least that someone appreciates my work. And I noticed that little by little now, gradually, I see that now that more people do say that, administration do say that to workers now. Hey, thank you for what you do, we appreciate you. And that's all you have to say, And that goes a long way. I know it's not, doesn't sound a lot, but it does. It makes you be like, you know what? I love working here. They appreciate me here. Best way I can describe the picket times. Wow. I remember going to different schools. I can name a few. My own school, Pinewood, definitely Kennedy, Fulton. Run out of schools, and then you build relationships with the brothers and sisters and the members. Hey, Jose. Hey, Joe. Thank you, man. I see you. Thank you for doing this. Not what will. And I tell them, no, thank you, because you make my life easier. Because one member to another member, brotherhood, sisterhood. Thank you, because it takes a village. And I always make sure that remember paying it forward. Tell that other brother and sister, you know what? Thank you as well, because we work hard, and but we love our job. And at the end of the day, I noticed the teachers. The teachers are awesome, UCLA, they stepped up, and they always tell us thank you so much for what you do, and they tell us, thank you for always supporting them, and it's vice versa, it's that brotherhood, unionhood, that brother, the unions, unions does a lot of things, for us, and people need to know that, and if you're not a union member, also say thank you to them. There's a lot of things you'll never know that people don't realize. Sick days, vacation days, all that was fought by unions, and people need to understand that. And the only reason I know that, my grandfather, he worked at the Biltmore Hotel for almost 44 years, and he was an active union member. And he always said, always thank a union member, because we're always going to fight to make lives a little bit easier, because we shouldn't work that hard, because we do work hard, show appreciation. And my grandfather's been gone for many years, but for someone who was an orphan, who didn't have education, he knew what was right from wrong. And that says a lot, just by that. And that's why I always think about him a lot. The agreement. When we found out the agreement, I was at headquarters at the main office, and we were all there, and then we made the announcement. I don't know what came over me, emotion. I started crying. And the reason I started crying, because I know a lot of people probably appreciate that. And right away, I guess there were so few people who had my phone number call me. The first thing they told me, thank you, Jose, thank you. You changed my life, because I needed this. That was emotional, because I know some of these people were barely making it. And like I say, it just feels good to help somebody else. That's what it should be. You should help your fellow American, your fellow human being, your fellow brother and sister in the union, especially when it comes to SU Local 99. We're lucky, we can help each other out. And that's all we want, And it was emotional. I had those voicemails to hear them sometimes, and hear them crying, because I know they went through a lot, going 20 years, 15 years, 30 years, and people don't ever listen to them, or just give them 20 cents, 25 cents a raise. I mean, they work real hard, and we should show appreciation to them as well. And I remember hugging everybody there at the headquarters, and it was just like, and the funny part is, moving forward a few months, I was wearing my union shirt. I was in Seattle visiting a friend, and some random lady comes up to me, thank you. I'm like, excuse me? He goes, thank you? And I go, I'm sorry, ma'am. She's like, I know who you guys are. Yes, you Local 99. You guys stand up for what you right. And now my union over here, we're going to start fighting exactly like you do. And I didn't even think I was bigger than that, And now you see all these other unions striking, fighting for their rights, and they're taking pretty much a playbook out of our playbook and exercising their rights. And again, it's beautiful, because we need unions. And people are going to say it, trust me. For someone who's in the private sector, union is the best thing in the world, because they fight for you, especially SU Local 99. I'm so blessed to have a family like them, because you're not going to have people fighting for your rights or have your back. Especially one day you're working, next day you're laid off. No questions asked. At least here you have a chance to keep your job, or they're going to fight for you. Let me see here. How my life changed? It's changed a lot, in regards to respect. More people say, thank you, Jose, or thank you, Joe, for what you do. I mean, I don't really say anything, but it means a lot to me because, it feels good to come to work, and I see that other people are getting that. And personally, unfortunately, I'm still living with my aunt. But you know what? It's okay. This was bigger than me. I know I met some people now who's, I said, hey, Joe, thank you. We moved into a new apartment. We got I can afford this new car now. Or my kids can, now I can afford my kids for, some of their education. And to me, that's more than enough for me, to see I can change people's lives. And that's, personally, I feel great because people know me. I always like to help people out. And for the future members, please don't forget what happened. And I know you saw that on TV, and you've talked to other union members. Don't forget what you had, because again, without you guys, there is no me, there is no you, and there is no organizers. When we pay our dues, it goes to good causes. Stuff like this to let the message know that we need unions. SU Local 99 is important to us because they fight for us for better contracts, wages, respect, and most of all, our benefits. We have benefits free benefits, and not that we don't get that very much. And I know, they fight for us for every time, and I'm very thankful. And then lastly, please, if you're not a union member, become one. And if not, thank that union member, because I know you have those, like I said, you have a lot of those benefits. Like you see, go down the list from days off to vacation pay, sick pay, you go on leave, or anything you can imagine, because the union done that. And a lot of people don't know that. They do. And we always should be thankful, and at least say thank you. But most of all, I'm very thankful for the union, and like I said, if you see me, don't shake my hand, just give me a hug. People know me, I'm a hugger. All right? But most of all, thank you, brothers and sisters, and thank you, SU Local 99.